folks, this is Mary and welcome back to the kitchen. I really appreciate you stopping by. If you'd go ahead and click that like button and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, you'll definitely be getting a lot more content. Do you like stuffed peppers, but you really don't like to take the time to make all the filling and let everything bake for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatnot? We're going to make something fast, simple, and easy today, guys. Simply just a stuffed pepper soup. Okay, I have my pan preheated. Hopefully this won't make a huge mess whenever I turn this on, or whenever I pour the oil in there. Turn it on, listen to me. The reason I'm putting the oil in here is this is a very lean amount of ground beef. It's from a steer that we processed earlier in the year. So that's why you see it packaged in my faithful Ziploc bags instead of the traditional store package. Okay, folks, this is about 3 pounds of ground beef. It should quieten down here in a minute. That's actually louder than me, and that's saying a lot. Okay. There we go. We're getting started here pretty good. Okay, let me get my onion out of the way. Okay, folks, you know how to dice up a pepper? We're just going to take the pepper, and I always take the extra little pepper that's around the stem and use that too. Oh, much better. I don't have to yell. I don't really like to waste things, and that's just an extra little bit of pepper. These peppers I grew. I normally let them get a lot bigger than that, folks, but the deer love to get into my peppers, so I would rather get them small and at least have peppers than let them get the right size. Is what it is, guys. Okay, I'm cutting up my peppers. I'm going to have right about 4 cups of chopped peppers. You can have whatever color you want. I have a red one down on the bottom, but all the rest of them are green. So I'm just going to chop them up. I'm going to stir this another time. And then, guys, I'm going to add my peppers to the ground beef. That way it's going to go ahead and start to cook. Okay. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this, but today I'm choosing to do this in the crock pot. Okay, I have this turned up on a pretty high heat, folks, so it's going to cook faster. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my bell peppers in my pan. See, I told you I had some red ones in there. Now, I will write down the amounts and the ingredients and everything, folks, in the description box, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. We're going to add some minced onion. Guys, you could use a fresh onion. It's not a problem. I don't have any fresh onions, so I always keep some minced onion on hand for reasons like this. I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of onion. We like a lot of onion. And I'm also going to add some garlic. In my opinion, you cannot go wrong with onions and garlic. But everybody has their own opinion. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of garlic. Okay. Okay, let's stir this up. Okay. Now, folks, you'll notice this little pot right here in the foreground. That is rice. Okay. I went ahead and pre-cooked this rice because we're trying to give this a head start. You could easily, if you wanted to let it cook for a longer amount of time, use raw rice. That's just totally up to you. But we pre-cooked it, so Let's clean all this up, and we'll grab our crock pot, and we'll get the rest of the ingredients in there. Okay. Our meat is cooking up really nice. It's probably 90% done. And the peppers are starting to get pretty soft in there. Okay. Got our crock pot turned high. Okay. Folks, I have a jar of beef broth. This actually is from the steer that we processed as well. Okay. I went ahead and cooked some rice. Folks, this is about 2 cups of rice. You can use whatever rice that you want. That happens to be brown rice this time, because that's what I found when I started. So use what you got, guys. It works. Whatever you like. You can use diced tomatoes if you would like in this. I happen to have a jar of stewed tomatoes that we can this year. Guys, I cook a lot from my pantry. Okay? So I'm adding the stewed tomatoes. Again, you could just use diced tomatoes if you like. I have a can of tomato sauce. This is 15 ounce. We may need more depending on how much meat we actually have here. We get a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Shake it up, get all the sediment out of it. 4 or 5 little shakes. That's how I measure by shake. Okay, guys. Italian seasoning. This is up to you. As you know, as far as the amount, I've probably got about a teaspoon or a little over. You add salt and pepper to taste. I always go a little bit less on the salt and pepper, folks, because you can always add it at the table, but you can't take it out. We don't eat a lot of salt, so I tend to go light. And I either use sea salt or pink Himalayan sea salt whenever I cook. Okay. Give this another quick stir to mix the tomatoes in with the rice and the seasoning. That already smells so good. It's going to be a fantastic soup. Okay. Turn this off. Okay. As you can see, folks, there's very, very little grease in there. I'm going to give you a little tidbit. And I do have a video on this, but I'll just show you right here. This is the easiest way I have found to drain grease. Just turn it up and put a good quality paper towel in there and just soak it. If you have a lot of grease, now of course this won't work. But this is a very, very lean ground beef. So it works. What do you think, guys? Do you ever do that? Okay, so let's pour our meat into our crock pot. Guys, we're going to have one full crock pot here. Sorry to turn that backwards to you, but I just can't balance it the other way. I apologize for that. Okay. Now, folks, I wasn't sure if this would happen or not, but it did. Whenever I have stuffed peppers or a stuffed pepper soup, I like for that broth in there to be a little more red. So I do have a second can of the tomato sauce over there. Let me open that right quick and put it in here. You always eat with your eyes first. Because a lot of people, they'll look at something and, ew, yuck, that's nasty, I don't like that, and they won't even try it. How many of you know people like that? I know several people like that. Always be careful whenever you open something, folks, that you don't cut yourself on that piece of tin. Okay. Now that looks a little bit better. What do you guys think? It's a lot more red and rich. So everything in here is at least 3/4 of the way done. The only thing really, honestly, that's not all the way done is the bell peppers. So, like I say, I have this on high. I'm going to let it cook probably for a couple hours, maybe 3. Just depends on how much time you've got. Or you can put this on low for 4 to 5 hours and just let it simmer. The longer it simmers, the better it is because the flavors blend together. But now that we have this going, we just sit and wait for it to get done. Alright, guys. That has been cooking long enough for the peppers to be done and everything to blend. See all that good steam coming off there? Let's just stir it up. Make sure all the tomatoes are stirred up. Guys, I don't know about you, but to me, that looks like a big bowl of comfort food. Okay, you can eat it right like that, or you can have some cheese on there. You can use grated cheese, you can use shredded cheese, but whatever, guys, that is a very, very good meal. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video.